Welcome back, guys, to Sensei and the Pupil. I am Sensei Paul here with Sensei Cray and Sensei Devin.
Hey, guys.
What episode is this?
19.
Cut this. All right.
Episode 19.
We're back reviewing episode 19 of Mushoku Tensei, and things are finally moving along. Not just story-wise, but like action-wise too.
Yeah, I think moving along is the right word. It's
Yeah.
like the story didn't. I mean, like they had the journey to the next place, but like nothing new was like found. It just a couple fights.
This is what I fell in love with Mushoku Tensei was their journeying stuff. The whole first season was journeying, and now this to get back to it, I'm like so happy.
Well, like I like the journey, like the whole like succubus part. Like I thought that was like fun and stuff.
Nice touch,
Nice fighting and everything. Like some fights.
Touch.
So we start this episode off with Rudius going through with his plan to save his mother, and kind of like tying up any loose ends that he may have, telling Nanahoshi, hey, I'm leaving, so I can't help you out with, your circles anymore, or like your journey to get back home. And she kind of did him a solid, if you guys remember. She gave him a tip to get home faster, because in theory, this whole trip would have taken him over a year, like almost 2 years.
To get there, right?
Yeah. Well, back and forth.
A year to get there, and then a year back.
Right, so 8... What?
I'm sorry.
No, go
guys,
ahead. No.
How happy were you to see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I was. Yeah.
I felt bad at first because I was like, damn,
me too.
he's gonna have to leave his wife.
Me
too. They already like told him, hey, like don't name your baby because you might not come back, or like dude, it made me so sad that he wasn't gonna be able to see the birth of his child. But Nanahoshi came out with the fucking lifeline and said, hey, this is kind of a secret, and just so you know, you can make your trip in fucking 2 months, 3 months maybe.
Dude,
when she said that, I was like, "What a bitch!"
She knew this whole time.
Right.
She knew this whole time.
Yeah.
Like, so she knew about teleporting circles. Like, like they could have used that for research or something.
Yes.
And it's like,
She knew.
oh yeah, there's one right here.
She freaking
was like,
knew.
oh my god.
But with good reason. She let him know, like, this is kind of forbidden shit. Like, the governments that are, like, in this world, if they find out that you know about these circles, they will tear them down. So you can't say anything about them.
My lips were sealed.
Did you guys think it was interesting after the goodbyes and everything? They went to the first circle after, like, Cliff saying, oh, like, thank you for taking care of her and all that. Make sure you come back safe.
Don't forget Sophie. Just fucking falling on Rudius.
I know. So
she just went like this.
Oh yeah,
I just broke. I was like,
so touching, right?
And the kiss between them, and the sister's like, oh my god, like like they're all squealing because they want love just like that from probably him too.
that was in the dojo.
Yeah, dude. I feel like it gets weird whenever they show affection around them.
Yeah, how you gonna like about to kiss your girl and they're like, look at your sister's like,
This is a weird world. It's a weird world. Families are intertwined in this world.
So after the goodbyes,
it's the world that Paul wishes he can go to.
I want to go there one day, and I'm never coming back. All right,
It's funny because like we could like hit you with our car.
that's true. Who has a truck? You have a truck. You have a work truck. Oh shit.
True.
That's all right.
Very true.
I mean, I'll fucking send you a fucking water bottle with my cum in it or something.
Whoa.
I'm using all this. All right. So after the goodbyes, they go to the first teleportation circle. Did you guys think it was kind of odd that all these things were dragon related? The incantation
for the
was
dragon god.
right. I think Orsted's gonna come back at some point.
I didn't really think it was weird until I saw Orsted's jacket.
rolled
I
up.
was
I was gonna get to that.
Right?
I haven't got to that yet.
He had his jacket just sitting there, and I was like, wait.
And Rudy's face like, oh shit, like,
I shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
This is where Nanahoshi and him get it on.
And I think that's why Nanahoshi knew about all this, is because from Orsted's travels, and all that.
Yeah.
I think it's cool that they kind of heading towards that. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. Orsted may make another appearance.
He better.
We don't know. What if that
top 3 characters?
What if the labyrinth body is actually a dragon? The bones of a dragon. So, continue from that cool thing, because the incantation mentioned Dragon Emperor, all that stuff to take off the seal. And whenever they teleported, if you guys noticed that it took time. There's some time getting cut out from these.
They did
teleported.
tell us about that. Like how long? So what they thought was just like a mere seconds of going there, it actually took a lot longer. They didn't specify how long it took.
Right.
Like to travel back because what's her name?
Alina Lise,
right?
Yeah, Alina Lise went back to test make sure they could get back and forth with that teleportation circle, and it actually took them a little longer than
And
Just
she did mention that. She's like, "Oh, I was only gone for a few seconds," but he was waiting for like a while.
That's gonna be a factor somehow. I don't know how it's gonna matter.
Right.
Somehow.
So they teleport to this new location, the continent of
Bagarat.
So
It's really Afghanistan-y.
Yeah, a lot of sand. There's a lot of sand.
A lot of sand.
A lot of scorpions.
Dunes.
Desert.
Desert. So once they get there,
they killed a rad scorpion.
They
Sorry,
did.
go ahead.
Well, it looked like a rad scorpion.
Yeah, it looked like a rad scorpion.
They get there and they finally kind of doze off for their first night there, and Rudy is just like it's this scent, this whiff, this pink mist,
Making them lust.
making them lust.
It didn't help that Alina Lisa had to cover half of her body, right?
And she's all squirming.
She had her legs out of the cover.
Her
What
thighs.
are you doing? Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
Come on,
Yeah,
what are you doing?
and her skirt was like open. Like,
Like whatever happens during the travels, like stays like in the travels. You know what I'm saying?
You would think.
You would think until she moans, Cliff, and then he's like, "Oh, what am I doing?" Like, he stopped himself
from doing the R word. Don't say it, Paul.
Bro,
Don't say it with the word.
He was about to jump her.
Yeah, okay.
So he goes outside to get some fresh air because all he's smelling is that Lena Lee stank. The curse, supposedly. Curse.
Yeah. I'm still on the fence.
And they did hit, like
It
once
seems real.
once she went off, like it was like my man hunting.
Yeah.
Manhunt. I'm like, okay,
Like-
there's a curse.
I mean,
At that point, I was like, okay, it's got to be a curse.
The chastity
I
belt
don't
too kind of
know.
makes me think there is a real curse. Because when she touches it, she doesn't feel as much. But like,
but that's so crazy. Like you have the belt on for a reason, yet you still go manhunting.
it's so
Like, what's wrong with you?
It's so convenient to have this curse.
Like,
Like,
I
so-
still think she's a whore.
Yeah, me too. But whatever.
So after he wakes up, he kind of gets attacked by this beautiful woman.
Yeah.
And he's about to give it all up for like one piece of fucking woman, And all of a sudden, Lena Lee comes out, like, Rudy's, what are you doing? And, it's like, can't you tell it's a succubus? It's like, nah, I couldn't at first because she was thick. Like, she was all like,
Very
come
well
here.
shaped.
Yeah. So they kill their first monster, other than the scorpion, the succubus. And they kind of stop at this town. You see
Where do these monsters come from?
This is a new continent.
But so like
Yeah.
if they're just traveling in the desert, like you would think they'd see these monsters like come up on them, Because like there's nowhere
There's
nowhere to
nighttime.
hide.
Yeah,
Okay.
but even the griffin attack just kind of came out of nowhere. It's like, where's your nest? Where do you live?
That made
monster?
sense to me.
Are you
actually.
spawning? Like, what's going on?
The Griffin attack made sense to me because the whole point of them going through that place wasn't to go over it. Over it would have been easy,
Right.
and them going over it kind of like it kind of let the Griffins like, oh shit, it's easy prey. They're right in our territory.
I think Devin's point is though, like, where are they coming from? Like, where are they hiding?
Where
Like, are they just spawning?
Where are we
Like,
exploring right now? This is a fantasy world filled with
know.
fucking magic and monsters.
I know.
But
I
like,
know.
is there like Craig said, like a nest where like there's
Yeah.
succubus or
Do they have normal lives? Like, do they just live? Are they
Well,
just
there's two
waiting
of
to
them.
fuck somebody, or like what?
how like what do they eat?
Do you not know how succubuses work?
But no, like,
It's like nothing but desert there. How do they
Yeah.
survive?
are they just waiting for people? Is that what they're doing in the sand and they just come out?
Well, they definitely noticed a lustful young man and said, "Oh, I'm gonna take advantage of this."
You would think succubus would travel in packs.
And it was like there's only one succubus.
Why would they travel in a pack?
They don't share men. We don't know this. We don't know. We're just assuming all this stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know.
For all we know, they do spawn somewhere. Okay.
For all we know.
Let's go with that. So
They spawn.
after the defeat of the two griffins, Elena Lise and Rudy's have like a shared meal. I'm assuming of griffin meat because
Yeah,
that's
something
what
like
they
that.
just killed.
Yeah. I love your seasoning.
Yeah, I know. What the fuck? Pepper, salt. So,
It's just so, it's a fact, dude.
so they're kind of discussing their past travels and
You got shake and bake. I'm sorry, go ahead. Like, what seasoning are you talking about? Sorry.
Alina Lise mentions knowing Rudy's mom previously when she was his age, 16.
Yeah, yo. Go ahead. Sorry.
The ripe old age of 16.
Yo.
And how her and Paul found her at that ripe age.
Yo.
And why she's mad at his father that he took advantage of her, supposedly. I don't think so.
I don't think Paul was 16. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, even if he was, he
What do you
probably
have to say for yourself?
Hey, this is fantasy world. It's a different world.
Different world, different time.
Yeah, different rules. Yeah, different rules. So she, from this whole encounter when she was 16, his mom and his dad, this is kind of what started the whole Alina Lee's hatred or like anger towards Paul, and we can only assume that it involved activities of the sexual nature.
Yeah.
So that pretty much story. They don't really get into everything, so that's pretty much where they leave us with that little cliffhanger of why she's mad. But end of the episode, they see this body of some huge creature, the bones, and that's pretty much where they get to the labyrinth.
There's like a little city in there too.
It looks like a labyrinth. It's like a whatever dungeon, whatever you want to call it. So this is where apparently not just his friend from the mercenary guild that he joined back in the last season, but also Paul Grey Rat and also the dwarf, the other party members, basically. Them. We'll see the next episode, all the names and everything, but they're pretty much everybody you met in the last season whenever he beat the fuck out of his dad. And that's pretty much what we'll see next episode. Yeah. Hopefully, I mean, hopefully we'll see more fights.
So happy.
I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad that we saw some magic.
So happy.
We saw some curses that are bullshit. Some sniffing smells.
Glad to get out of the university.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah. Whatever.
I kind of wish the teleportation thing breaks on the way back. So we get like another,
no, dude,
20 episodes of just traveling. You know what I'm saying? Don't go home too soon. Sophie'll be fine. Right? She's got Zenova.
But we kind of discussed this before. Like, I know this is kind of off topic, but we kind of discussed is that they're following the manga so well that they had to include, and it was important at the end of the day because he would never found out like Sophie was Sir Fritz. Sir Fritz. He would never fell in love with her, never proposed to her, never popped her cherry, never had a kid.
Before we came in,
this was all necessary.
Me and Paul were like, "Yo, this is like slow as hell." Because it's episode 19, and we finally get of 24 episodes, probably 19, dude.
Right.
19. That we finally get to some action, and he was like, "It
like, had to happen."
It's like the up and down, you know. Sometimes we hate on stuff not following the source material. This one followed the source material, but it's like, damn, bro. Cut it down to 5 episodes.
They did just skip ahead a bunch.
Jesus.
Right. So hopefully next season we'll see more fighting and more action. Since the people, like, comment, subscribe if you agree with what we said. Let us have it, you know? Do we know what the fuck we're talking about?
Some of us.
Most of us. We're out.